Hey guys, KiwiSylveon, and welcome back to Cinderella Phenomena. This is the final chapter in Fritz's route, and I am ready for all the hurt. And apparently my burp decided to come out now instead of when I was in between recordings. Ugh, that's just a human thing. If you're at all hating the way that I burp or whatever, that's human. So, oh boy. Took a lot to convince everyone that I need to enter the palace alone. It's the people outside who are fighting Mother that need the greatest strength. Bringing any one of them with me would have greatly diminished that strength. I must quickly find the king. Mother always made sure to leave the king in the throne room whenever she left it, so it follows that she would never leave him. She would leave him there now. My grief over Delora has made it so I can't read. It's too quiet here. I push open the doors and step in the doorway. The king is sitting on his throne with that vacant expression fixed on his face. He doesn't so much as flinch as I step inside. I tentatively make my way to the throne. Your Majesty? He doesn't speak. His eyes remain fixated in the same place, as if he's looking through me. Is he gone forever? Angielle needs you. I just noticed that I technically named her after the city. The king I know would never leave his kingdom to ruin. I'm standing close enough to him that I could reach out and touch him if I wanted to. What do I have to say to save you? Oh, so now you're being nice to him. Oh, right. Varg. I run around and place myself between the king and Varg. All those years that you've had the opportunity to reach out to him, but you never did. So I guess the king had to be missing his soul for you to care about him. What are you doing here, Varg? Someone had to keep an eye on the old man. The queen thought someone might try to take the old man while she was busy. I had a feeling it would be you who'd return. You can't bear the thought of losing someone else, can you? What are you going to do then? I'm not leaving without the king. Varg is silent as he makes his way towards me. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to stop him, but I won't move. I can't let him take the king, and I won't succumb to his threats. And it's at that moment, just as he's about to reach out to me, that he suddenly drops to his knees and puts a hand to his chest, his expression pained. I just need one more time. What's happening to him? He manages to talk to me through gritted teeth. You shouldn't have come here alone. Not with the big bag wolf here. It's my job to destroy you, you know. He flashes a wicked grin, but the expression is shockingly short-lived. It's replaced by a soft smile. But this big bad wolf can't do that. He can't destroy a person you've fallen in love with. How are you in love with me? I understand Fritz, but Varg? Varg doesn't have any emotions, except for glee and pain, I guess. Varg looks at me, amused. How? Blame Fritz. This was never meant to happen, but I can't help feelings that were there from the get-go. The queen wasn't pleased with your knight, so she tried to erase him forever. But he hung on. He was pretty sure that if you could be strong, so could he. He looks at me with such sadness that I actually feel guilt stir within me. and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't think Fritz could ever deserve you. Deserve me? But he's more worthy of you than I will ever be. I'm nothing more than a moth drawn to your fire. I can only ever be burned by you. Maybe Fritz will have better luck. Shadows begin to gather on Varg's feet and start to slowly swirl up the length of his body. Does that mean Fritz is coming back? Yes, please. But I will miss the barbs of doing Varg. Poopy. I'm going to miss it. I know that this is the only thing you would ever want from me. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. Got that. God knows that Fritz is incapable. But he's capable of one thing. He's a good hunter. He defended me fair and square to save little Red. And now I have no choice but to step aside. So Fritz is overpowered, Bird? Try to miss me, Princess. Think about me every now and then. That will be enough. Varg, what are you? Goodbye, my princess. He smiles at me. His cocky grin faded into a genuine smile. The shadows cloak him fully, making him a little less than a silhouette. I keep myself firmly positioned in front of my father. The darkness eventually dissipates, and there, standing in front of me, standing in the moonlight, is a familiar face. Hi, Fritz? I'm back. I look at him with biliary eyes. God damn it. Sorry for taking so long, Princess. I'm running before I even realize my feet are moving. I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions, none of which I can put a name to in this moment. I only know that I'm happy. So happy that Fritz is back. Yay! Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting, like, you know, a hug or a punch for being late, but that works too. Aw, she's crying. I was like, hello? I like his face. It's like, the fuck? I throw my arms around his neck and kiss him. Aw. I have to see. Yay. Fritz pulls his arm around my waist, pull me closer. Aw. This is him. This is Fritz's heartbeat. Scent, his warmth. He came back to me. Thoughts whirling through my foggy head. I step away from him ever so slightly, suddenly aware of the heat on my cheeks. Oh, I'm so flustered. Oh, it's alright. You can kiss the one you love. Wait. Did I just kiss Fritz on my own free will? She is adorable when she's flushed. I can't bring myself to move away from his grasp, but I suddenly can't bring myself to look up at him either. Why did I just... Fritz gentle laugh brings me back to my senses. Though it's hard to parse the feelings inside me, I can at least be certain that I love the smile he's giving me right now. Aww. This feels like a dream. Can we not wake up from this one then, Fritz, please? It does. Aww. Now he's blushing. He's so cute. And not just because of what happened, but because Fritz is here. Really here. Fritz leans forward to slowly brush a strand of hair from my face. My heart pounds at my chest, at the start of chest. Once again, my mind is reeling with considerations. If the princess says it isn't a dream, then it must be real because I trust her with all my heart. I thought I lost you for good. I don't flinch away when Fritz pulls me closer, so that I'm resting against his chest. Aww. How did this happen? Did you overwhelm Varg? Varg erased himself. How's that possible? He's always had that ability, but he's never had any reason to consider using it before. Then why now? Because he cared for you. My love for you is so strong, it must have affected him too. You love me? Oh yeah, now... Yeah, come to think of it, Varg was the one that said it first. So... Ah, her cheeks are red. So cute. Varg said the same thing, and he blamed Fritz. So it's true? Fritz smiles, and I feel his warmth spread inside me like sunlight. Always, Angelica. Oh, fuck you, Mithros. Well, well, well. This is quite the scandal. Well, can I kill him? Fritz, let me have your sword. Let me slice him through a few times. Fuck you, Mithros. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you now. Snap the fingers. Snap the fingers. First move, stand in front of me. My queen is not going to be pleased. If my curse was so weak that even Sir Fitzgerald could break it, I don't think I'm even safe from her wrath. But I believe her disappointment in me will be second to the disappointment she feels for you. After all, you chose a lowly knight. How dare you! Princess. I stopped short at Fritz's tone. You have an important task, don't you? The king! Shit. Mithros! Trust me. Fritz releases my hand to pull out his sword, sinking it easily into a ready stance. I'll protect you. You think you can possibly prevail over me? No, when you have no cane, no power at all. Don't make me laugh. Fritz strikes, his slash click and clean, taking Mithros by surprise. Fritz manages to cut his sword through his shoulder. Mithros hisses as he clutches his bleeding shoulder. The hatred is bright in his eyes. As Fritz rushes at Mithros, I run toward the king. Good, go the opposite direction. You think a mere swordsman can best one of the queen's apprentices? I'll be more than wary if I were you, Sir Mithros. I approach the king, who is yet to move from his post. What do I do? How can I possibly move him? I need to wake him up. But how? Your Majesty. I've been selfish. I was always so concerned with my own feelings and my own pain. I reached a trembling hand and set atop one of his hands. Now I realize you were trying to help. It may have been lackluster, but you genuinely tried. I've been so unfair to you, just like Mother was. But I don't know if words are enough to make up for what I've done, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for being cruel to you. Please, I need you. I stare hard into my father's eyes, but there's no movement, no recognition. I dip my head in mourning and bite my lip as I try to think of another way to save him. But my thoughts subside when a flash of light preemanates my vision. It's only for a moment, but when I look up, I can suddenly see life in my father's eyes. Angelica? Your Majesty! I reach out to hug him, and he wraps his arm around me. I feel like I've been asleep for a long time. And then I heard your voice. It sounded as if you needed me. What's happened? He eyes the motion behind me and raises his eyebrows. He attempts to stand, but his knees shake and buckle. I duck underneath one of his arms to help him back onto the throne. King stiffens as he glances at the battle ensuing behind me. Sir Mithros and Sir Fitzgerald? What's going on here? The king has broken the enchantment. Impossible. I told you not to underestimate her. Your Majesty, we need to get you out of here. What is happening here? Oh, fuck. No. Mother suddenly materializes in the center of the room, standing right before Mithros and Fritz, who has the witch at sword point against the front doors. But Mother's not alone. Mother has Parfait in a tight grip, but the moment I call her name, she releases her, and Parfait tumbles to the floor. Crimson stains her dress. Parfait, you're bleeding! Parfait doesn't move to acknowledge me. Faye would not let go, so I had to bring her with me. Not that it matters. What did you do to her? Where are the others? They retreated like cowards, persistent things. I would have killed them had Faye not sacrificed herself. I was a sigh of relief. They're all gay and alive. You still care so much about those traitors. I can't understand your attachment to them. Mother turns her attention away from me and to the two men who sat at a standstill. Mithros, you disappoint me. With a flick of her hand, Fritz is pulled away from Mithros and across the throne room towards me. I move to study Fritz as he stumbles beside me. I'm sorry, my queen. I have given you too many chances to prove yourself worthy. You have failed me too many times, Myth. You are of no use to me anymore. But my queen, I have done everything you wanted me to. Please give me one more chance. I promise Silence. Mother's voice is as cold and sharp as ice. Leave before I erase you from my sight. Please, my queen. Mother casts a spell at Mithros that is all too familiar. It's the same spell she used to kill Delora. Mithros doesn't even have a chance to defend himself as Mother's spell shocks his body. Such a pest. I don't even know why I kept that useless fool all these years. I slowly turn to look at Mithros. He's no longer standing, but lays unmoving on the floor. I feel bile rising in my throat. Can't believe Mother just did that to him. How could you take the man's life so easily, Hildur? How could you be so heartless? It's the first time I've ever heard my father speak to Mother that way. Heartless? I am heartless. Humans shattered my heart many years ago when you hunted my kind. You did this to me. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice movement. In moments, Parfait moves his hand before us, blocking us from Mother. Even though her clothes are soaked in blood and she's clearly wounded, Parfait has never looked so regal before. You! Parfait's hands move, but before resting over her chest, where light begins to gather in her hands. In the blink of an eye, a glittering golden crystal appears above her hands. Is that the Lucis? But the light of the Lucis is emanating, it's uneven. And as I look closer, I can see that it's correct. What are you doing? The only thing that can stop you. My heart plummets as I realize what Parfait's going to do. Parfait, no! If Parfait hears me, she gives me no indication. If you do this, you'll die, Faye. You'll die and remove all magic from Angielle forever. Nothing else will stop you, will it? Your hatred for the humans, the corruption from the Tenebrarum, it runs too deep. I see that now. Magic was never meant to be used with malice, Hilda. So long as witches can be corrupted, magic will always pose a threat. I can't allow that to happen. I wanted to change things with the Delora, but what gives you the right to decide what to do with magic? I am the Lucis Bearer. I have a responsibility to maintain balance. But I see now that there can be no balance when the KiwiSylveon exists. Light begins to gather, first around Parfait's feet and then around her body. It slowly begins to make its way toward Mother. In no time at all, the light swarms around their bodies. A white crystal suddenly appears in front of Mother. The Tenebrarum. I won't let you do this, Faye. It's too late for that. The glowing light of the Lucis intensifies. I can hear the crystal shattering from the inside out. No! The Tenebrarum breaks up soon after, its fragments slowly fading with bright light. Mother and Parfait's images begin to do the same, despite Mother's struggle. Both they and the KiwiSylveon slowly dissipate into mist. No! I lunge forward, but Fritz's arms are suddenly around my waist, holding me still. Mother snarls as she attempts to escape Parfait, but light around her thickens, creates a thick box she can't escape from. You would die for the humans that have hunted my kind because of their fairy tales. No, I'm not. I'm dying for you, Hilda, so that for once I might save you from yourself. Mother chokes out a laugh. You are a fool, Faye. Perhaps I am, but at least I'll die with hope in my heart. Mother turns to look at me in the blinding light. Parfait's concentration never wavers as she turns to settle her eyes on me as well. Mother's face is fading in the glow, but her voice is clear. I truly did love you, Angelica. Everything I've done, everything I did out of love. Parfait smiles at me gently. It's a silent goodbye. God damn it, game. Here we go again. Let the tears roll down. There's a brief burst of light, and for a few moments, I'm blinded. When my vision returns, I see Fritz first. He's staring where Parfait and Mother had been only moments ago. On the floor where they stood moments ago, there's now only dust. Oh, poopy. With the loss of the KiwiSylveon, magic vanished from Angielle. All the Fairytale curses broke simultaneously, and all witches and fairies lost their power. As soon as it disappeared, I turned to an education centered around the knowledge of Angielle rather than magic. I decided back then that I would do anything to help Angielle and its people, and it needed to start first by educating myself. I started to follow my father on his trips around the kingdom. I'd even started to accompany Emmeline on her trips outside the palace. Fritz remained by my side for the past month. He comes with me every day I visit the graves. Carefully, so not to disturb the flowers Jurian had left earlier, I leaned down to place my lilies by each gravestone. Garland, Delora, Parfait, and the last was always the hardest. With a deep breath, I walk up to the fourth gravestone. I stare at it for a long time before I finally set a lily down. Mother. Fritz and I stand there in silence as we grieve for the lives lost that day. I look up at the sky and smile as I stare at the warm ray of the sun. I shift my gaze at Fritz, who smiles at me. He's never left my side since that day. Fritz has already told me that he loves me, but I have yet to tell him my own feelings. Fritz? Yes? I didn't have the chance to ask this before, but how can you possibly love me? When I was cold, heartless, the ice princess, and all this fun stuff. I've been so horrible, not just to you, but to everyone around me. Fritz's expression softens. He gently tilts my head upward so that I have to look at him when he speaks. For as long as I've known you, you've had to deal with things no one should have to go through. You were forced to live in the Queen's shadows because others refused to see past your relationship to her. You've been alone for so long, and I could see how much you were hurting. But despite all that pain, you remain strong. You've always been strong. From the beginning, all I've wanted to be was someone you could rely on, someone you could trust, someone who would always be there for you. I must have trusted him from the beginning, too. Fritz was the only one I allowed to get close to me. I didn't look away from him, but instead I stared back into his eyes with conviction. I know I may not have shown it, but I did trust you. I've always been able to tell. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I do not! Fritz laughed at this, and the slight cockiness of his smile reminds me a bit of someone else. It's been years since you became my responsibility. Once I learned your tales, you became an open book. He surprises me by putting his forehead to mine. The feeling of him so close is comforting. I love the way you're so careful with whatever you consider precious. I love how your eyes light up when you eat a good pastry. I love it when you rely on me. I bite down on my lip as I blink back tears. No one has ever had that kind of faith in me. Before I knew it, you'd made a spot for yourself in my heart. And I began to hope that one day I could be as dear to you as you are to me. I stare up at Fritz, the tears pooling in my eyes. He wipes away a tear before it can roll down my cheek. I've never felt so cherished before. I don't step away when he leans forward to plant a kiss on my forehead. Aww, so precious. I hold my hand out and Fritz comes to my side. I feel the warmth of his fingers and smile. When things begin to overwhelm me, he never fails to calm me. I grip his hand more tightly. Angelica, I love you. Aww. She's at him. You know that, right? Aww. She's like... My brain just exploded. She's like the Sam of this game, no matter what route you take. She's such a Sam. She's a Sunday. She's... Aw. I've known for a while, but it's nice to hear it all the same. Then I'll say it as long as you want me to. For the rest of our lives, then? A princess and her knight, huh? Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Even if there was such a rule, I'd abolish it once I become queen. Fritz starts to laugh. As always, his laughter is so full of so much joy it lifts my heart. I want to hear it for the rest of my life. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to. Aw. Now can I skip? I still can't skip this! I'm beating on my computer to find the skip button. I don't know what I did. I can't skip. I wish there was a skip button. Hello, Fritz. Give me time to... Hello? Yay, there's some skipping. Come on. Oh. I guess I can fast forward through it. Aw, Varg, you asshole. Varg is an asshole. But a good asshole. My mic popped out again. Come on. Skip. Skip. Please. We get it. We get it. Aww. They are so cute together. They would have cute kids. Aww. Meanwhile, the... What the fuck? Aww. They are such a cute couple. But I still have karma in my head. And this cockiness. Yeah. All the people. Look at all the people. All the people. All the people. Yes. Another... There should be a skip button. Next time you make a game, make there be a skip button. Or at least a better way to get to the menu than having to actually go through that everything. Yay! I got the achievement, Red Hood. Yay! I got all 4 so far. Oof. I'm going to hate myself when I get the bad endings. But I'm going to go to the gallery, so we got something beside this 4. And we'll go with the one we just finished. Aww. I like this one. There. Better. I've got to say, Fritz's route really broke my heart. But it's happy to see him, well, happy. Oh boy. But it's so weird to see the main character smile after the end of all these. Just because of, well, how she's been. See, she's smiling in this one. She's smiling in this one. And she's definitely smiling in this one. It's not fair. You get so used to seeing her so blah. So, where is it? So that way. That you can't see her as anything else until you actually beat the actual thingy. Let's see, how many other dreams have we broke up? Have we done the... Nope, we haven't done a full thing yet. I have a feeling that some of these will be opened in Walt's, which we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy, I can tell. But just look at these guys. She's so cute, but Karma has got to be my favorite of them all so far. I say that now, and then watch me become enamored by Waltz. Yeah, it goes Karma, Rod, Rumple, or Karma, Fritz, Rod, and Rumple. Sorry, Rumple. You're... Look at all the awesomeness. I still have to get the guardian intuition. Oh, I'm going to hate myself when I get through all that. Anyway, I'm going to see you guys when I start the last of them with Waltz, Mr. Texan, I guess. I guess he's higher pitched when he's a kid, I guess. I tried to lower it, but I can't really do that. Anyway, I think this has gotten long enough. I know chapter 9 was an hour. Oh boy. You guys are going to love these when they come out. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and watching all of Waltz's, not Waltz, Fritz's, wow, all of Fritz's route. I like how I started with Rod, went to Karma, went back to Rumpel, went to Fritz, and then I'm going to Waltz. I have a weird way of doing my alphabet. Anyway, bye. I need to stop. I need to go bye-bye. Bye.